What is up, geeks and geekettes? It's a very special edition of the Countdown City Geekcast. My name is Ted, aka Steady. Joining me on this Alien Earth episode 4 breakdown, the one and only Facehugger Dave.
How's it going, everyone?
We have a big show for you guys because there's a lot to talk about. We're gonna talk about Alien Earth later in the show, but we do have some things that we have to take care of first. And the first of which is something we've been talking about for quite some time. If you were in San Antonio, Texas last October, and you were lucky enough to attend the inaugural SpaceCon San Antonio, you witnessed history, and that's not an understatement. In one event in San Antonio, of all places, you had arguably the three of the biggest names in Star Wars franchise today: Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, Rosario Dawson. This year, we won't have the big three, but we have just as big of a lineup as ever. So if you haven't looked into it yet, I believe prices are going to be increasing very soon. So what you want to do is head to spaceconsa.com after this show is over, and you want to look at ticket prices. You want to look at all the guests who will be attending. You want to look at the photo ops, and you also want to look at the autographs. Start planning. I know it's just a little under 2 months away now, but you do not want to miss out on meeting some of your favorite celebrities. You're looking at right now at is the current Star Wars guest list, which might increase by one or two in the near future. Not for sure yet, but that's a possibility. And you got the likes of Ian McDermott, Billy D. Williams, Paul Bettany, Carrie Moss, Giancarlo Esposito, Natasha Lubardizzo, Sam Witwer, and Ivana Sakno, all attending from the Star Wars franchise, which is pretty remarkable. It's a huge guest list. Dave, have you decided yet who's going to be like your main photo op or your main autograph for this event?
Natasha Lubardizzo and Ivana Sakno. Haven't met them before. I've only seen them in Ahsoka, and it looks like they're like really close friends from all the behind the scenes and going to red carpet events. And they've done conventions before. Natasha Lubardizzo was going to do last year's, but I think she had a project come up, so she couldn't make it. So having them together for the first time, I think I want to get that signed because there she is right there, Ivana Sakno as Shin Hati from Ahsoka season one, and we do have some Sabine Wren pops that at the table we might be doing the prize wheel for. So I might take one of those and get those signed by Natasha Lubardizzo because she was fantastic as Sabine, and she's returning for Ahsoka season two. So yeah, she's a mainstay as well as Ivana Sakno. If you don't know her really from anything she's done, of course, Ahsoka, and she was just I think the primary villain in the sequel to Megan. So
Yeah.
she's doing stuff. She's been around a little bit, but yeah, Ahsoka's like her biggest project, and she kills it as that dark side apprentice. So I'm thrilled. I haven't met them yet, so it should be cool.
I'm equally excited for those two. I'm also very excited for Billy D. Williams. I don't think I've attended an event with Billy D. In attendance, so really excited to see him, especially on the panel stage. Ian McDermott, you and I talked the other day about how just wonderful he is as a human being. So can't wait to see what he's all about. It's 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 great that we're getting like the best opportunity to see some of these legends
Yeah.
up and close in the near future, because you never know when you're going to get another chance to see them. A lot of these guys, especially like the Mark Hamills of the franchise, they don't do a lot of events. They do one, maybe two. And so if you're in Texas, anywhere in Texas, this is your best opportunity and you don't want to miss it. It's going to be a great time. In other news regarding SpaceCon San Antonio, they recently released the panel schedule. Now, this is tentative to change depending on if anybody else is added to the list, or if just by some random chance that somebody's schedule gets changed and they have to condense it or move them to a different day. But just some of these names, if you're going down the list, if you're reading it right now, like Thursday is fantastic. Bruce Greenwood, Jonathan Frakes. You have the cast of Battlestar Galactica. You have, which is probably one of my favorites of the entire event, Grant Gustin and Candice Patton, because my family is a huge Flash series family. We never missed an episode. Like, it was a weekly event for us to watch the Flash. And so seeing those two on stage, having them in San Antonio of all places, is pretty massive. I don't think Grant's ever been to San Antonio before. Don't
Really?
that. I think this might be his first time.
Wow.
And then Carrie Ann Moss closing out Thursday, like the boss that she is. So can't wait to see her as well. Saturday is full, especially with all the Marvel guests. Haley Steinfeld, the Daredevil cast. You have Giancarlo Esposito, Paul Bettany, and Elizabeth Olsen. That's going to be one of my favorite panels of the entire event, just because the two of them getting to talk about WandaVision, talking to Liz, hopefully, about her time at Marvel, talking to Paul and hearing his thoughts on the upcoming series of Vision Quest. That'll just be tremendous, just to get to hear them both on the stage. And then closing out Saturday, Ian McDermott, the Emperor. Are you going to be front row center, Dave, for that one?
Oh, yeah. Hopefully, I'm somewhere around the front row. But yeah, if you host the panel, Ted, for Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany, I don't know. I don't have any inside information. It's
Neither
just,
do I. Neither do I.
you need to ask her what her thoughts were of Seguin, because she shot 3 days in Seguin for her limited series on HBO, Love and Death, I believe it was called.
Yeah.
But there was a casting call put out in Seguin. I couldn't go to it, nor did I have that era clothing to wear. But one of my coworkers, her mom was accepted, and she is in the series as an extra. So I thought that was really cool. And then if you were to drive around Seguin at that point, you saw like big like rigs and big lighting like just parked all around Seguin. It was really cool. And you can watch the show and you can pick out, I've been in Seguin all my life. You can literally see the theater, like the main street and certain landmarks where they kind of had Seguin as the actual city where everything took place, which was another kind of wild coincidence. It's the city where my brother lives in North Texas, and he was able to visit all the places that they had in the show, which they did. So really cool. I hope someone brings that up, Ted.
If it's not me, I will be sure that somebody will bring it up.
I'm
We'll
gonna at
see what
least write it on
happens.
the card that they give us for questioning.
Going to the chat real quick. SA Nerd Coalition's in the chat saying, "What's up, y'all? We love Countdown City Geeks. We love you too, brother. Keep crushing it out there. Always love the support you give us, and you and I are going to be running into each other a lot over the next couple of months, man. So can't wait to see you at some of these events. It's going to be a great time, absolutely." And Chris Daughtry says, "Watching from Houston,
Nice.
H Town." What's going on, Chris? Thank you for joining, sir. And anybody else watching right now, we actually do have, I think it's a big movie giveaway. Now, I haven't told anybody what it is. I haven't told Dave what it is,
I don't even know.
but we're going to do the giveaway a little bit later in the show, not at the end, but like a little bit later in the show. We're going to do a big giveaway. It's for Austin, San Antonio, Houston, and Dallas. And I'm telling you, I didn't give this film a lot of like, I didn't pay a lot of attention to it because I saw a poster, I saw like a bit of a trailer, and I'm like, meh, I don't know. It looks interesting, I guess. I watched a full trailer today, and I'm like, this could be pretty epic. The way that in my head they're trying to portray it. I will say this: there's two trailers out for this movie that we're gonna do a giveaway for later. The first trailer and the second trailer are like night and day. For whatever reason, I maybe it's because the first one was probably like a teaser. It doesn't give off the same tone at all of the second trailer. And the second trailer, I feel like, is more in line with the movie is going to be. And so, stick around, folks. We got a big movie giveaway dropping in a little bit here. SA Nerdgalicious says, huge, big fan here. Crossing some of my bucket list meetup for this one. Dude, yes, absolutely. He says, BBSG. And want to see the Jamie Bambers. I don't know what that is.
Jamie Bamber, James Callis, Mary McDonnell, Edward James Olmos is the Battlestar Galactica. The
Gotcha,
Fleet
gotcha.
Reunites panel.
There you go. There you go. Let's see here. Where were we on this one? Oh, Sunday. The only difference in the schedule is because the Spurs are playing Sunday.
Yeah.
I believe it's a 3 o'clock tip. Um, Bob, the promoter for SpaceCon, doesn't want to have our attendees like really get in all the mix with traffic. So he's opening up the convention earlier on Sunday, and that includes a panel. So Natasha Lubardizzo is going to kick everything off Sunday, 10:15. Kristen Ritter after that, George Sakai, the Starship Trooper cast, Brie Larson, and then closing out Sunday, Sam Witwer, the great Sam Witwer, who's been here before. He's not a stranger to Texas. It's going to be a pretty epic time. What else can I say about this event? We are close to finalizing a very special guest who will be at our booth for, I think, 2 out of the 3 days. So that announcement will come in the next week or two. Uh, the only thing that I will say about um, this guest is that it is a star from the 80s. Um,
Iconic star from the 80s.
iconic star from the
Very
80s.
iconic.
Everybody knows who this individual is.
Yes.
And I don't believe they've appeared at a convention in San Antonio before. This may or may not be the first time for an appearance. And what else do I want to say without really spoiling anything?
And I've been to a lot of conventions, and I have not seen this. What we're possibly going to have at the booth anywhere really. Maybe once or twice out of like my whole lifetime of watching clips and going to conventions, I really haven't seen anyone bring this iconic character out.
Iconic 80s megastar. And we're stoked to have him or her. I'm not going to say if it's either or. But
Yeah, just
that
saying him just in general, because I wouldn't. I
him
won't
or
say,
her,
yeah,
him or her,
him or her. Don't know how
him
to
or
speak
her.
right now.
And that announcement will be dropping the next week or two. Yeah. What else to say about that? I think there are some stars that they are getting low in either the photo ops or autographs. I think Billy D's was getting low, and I forgot if there was any others that were getting low. But
Yeah.
um, turn on your notifications. Be sure to be following us over the next course of the next couple of months because we do have more announcements regarding SpaceCon 2025. It's going to be an epic time. The entire team is gearing up for what's going to be a fantastic event. It- we do our very best to ensure that the show goes on, and Dave understands this when I say this. We do our very best to ensure that our part of the show um, gives the fans the experience of like a major like national worldwide convention. We're talking about the
Yeah.
San Diegos. We're talking about the New York City Comic Cons. We've been to a few of these, and when we're there, the energy is high, the excitement is there, and all we do is try and reciprocate because I can honestly say this, and I'm not being biased. Somebody said I was being biased on the internet the other day. This is one of the best events, if not the best convention in the country. And that's not comparing it to San Diego or New York because those are not conventions, and we don't need to get into the details of why those are not on the same level. Just understand those are not on the same level. Those are in a different realm altogether, and this is the absolute best one, top to bottom, best organization, best promoters, best staff. I also want to say the volunteers are also awesome. We're always work with volunteers every time, every year that they put on events like this, and even the volunteers are like so nice. They're genuine. They're always willing to help, and we love seeing that.
And you, Ted, I mean, your face is all over SpaceCon. You do all the big panels, and it's like my friend is doing all this stuff. It's like you turn into like Michael Jordan or something. It's like, oh my God, it's like that. I know this guy. He's talking to all these celebrities.
Let's see. SA Nursing Collection auto correct off. Yes, huge Battlestar fan. Last time I walk and type LOL. Any must meets that you guys are excited to see? I kind of mentioned one earlier. Our family is a big Flash family. Like we love that series. And so I've never met Grant in person. Maybe this is why. This is how the world works. This is how the universe works, the multiverse. Never met Grant Gustin in person. And now is going to be the first time. I've seen him before, I've never met him. And so potentially I'll get a chance to meet him for the first time in my hometown. And that just means the world. I'm also really excited to meet Brie Larson. She's such a sweetheart, and I watch her videos on Instagram. She's always doing fun stuff, always promoting something, and I'm like, she just looks like a ball of fun to hang out with. So, really, just hoping
Yeah.
that goes well. Dave, what about you?
I heard some really great stories about Brie Larson and fan interaction. They were just epic moments and memories that people are going to take forever with them. Yeah, she was great. Um, I like, I think, was it Nerd Coalition, San Antonio Nerd Coalition, any must meets. The must meets, I think, are Ian McDermott and Billy D. Williams for sure, because pretty soon I think they're going to retire from the convention circuit. But they're both going strong. But I would definitely, you don't know if they're ever going to come back to San Antonio, let alone Texas, let alone do another convention, maybe after 2027's 50th anniversary of Star Wars at Star Wars Celebration in LA. This might be the last one before that. You never know. So I definitely want to spend as much time with those guys as possible because they are legends. They're from the movies that started out fantasy sci-fi for what we know what it is today in live action TV and film. I mean, they were kind of like the first massive franchise to kind of really kickstart it. I know there was like Planet of the Apes, the original Planet of the Apes with Charlton Heston, and there was 2001: A Space Odyssey that Kubrick did and everything, and Star Trek along there with them. But I think Star Wars is one of those seminal franchises that will kind of be referenced and will live forever. And those are the two big stars from The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi there. So I wouldn't miss those guys.
Never. Well, go back into the chat. Joe Montemayor's in the house saying, "Steady, you're taking me with you." I owe Joe a badge. He's always willing to help out, and I'm gonna reach out to you, bro. We'll figure this out. If not, I'm gonna buy you a badge just because you can't miss this year.
Also, George Takei. George Takei is going to be there.
He's gonna be great.
He has a panel on Sunday. I would not miss him either because he is getting older and he's very funny and he's an original member of Trek, just like William Shatner was last Space Con. And that was incredible to see him do his one-man show panel. So, yeah, you don't want to miss him.
I also want to say that I mean we're almost naming everybody, right? But I'm really excited to talk to Kristen Ritter, not only because she's Jessica Jones in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and there's been rumors that she's coming back, but also I'm a big Dexter fan, and she was in the we'll call it a revival. That's what it is. They call it a resurrection. She was in the resurrection of the Dexter series, and she did an incredible job. I'm not going to say what happens to her or anything like that. You have to watch for yourself. But just to get a chance to talk to her about, how was it working with the other cast members, working with Michael C. Hall, who, if Michael C. Hall ever comes to San Antonio, that will be incredible. I would love to meet Michael. He's awesome. And I don't know if anybody else knows this but me. Michael C. Hall's in a band. He's in like an 80s new wave, like industrial band. Like it's really psychedelic stuff.
Hmm.
And so I really want to go to one of his gigs and just be in awe. Like the serial killer from my favorite show is singing right now. Yeah, that would be pretty epic. So we've almost named everybody, but yeah, it's just what kind of event it is. Um, Free arcade is back, great deals on snacks and everything. And not to mention, if you're not in the San Antonio area, there's going to be so much to do that weekend. Saturday, I believe, is the Dia de los Muertos River Parade, which is a nationwide event. It's actually the biggest of its kind in the nation. So you'll be able to go hang out there after it's over on Saturday. And Saturday and Sunday is also Muertos Fest, which is a Hispanic culture music festival right in the heart of San Antonio. And that's always a good time. Some of my favorite bands in sort of the Hispanic um, cumbia genre will be there. So it's always a great time. So go check that out. Joe's also saying, yeah, let's meet Bree. Yeah, that'll be pretty epic. Let's see. Dave, I don't want you to talk about any of your big items, but you are planning on doing giveaways for this event. So can you tease some of the things that you'll have at SpaceCon at our booth?
So I got some stuff right here. I ordered some pops, and usually when we do the table, I have very specific pops that I get, and of course I mentioned Natasha Luberdizzo, so I have a few of these. You can see Sabine Wren Funko Pops that we'll have at the table. And we do a big prize wheel, and I'm not quite sure yet how we're going to run the prize wheel just quite yet because we have changed it up before. We might have a big item that we do a raffle for, and once you enter the raffle, you get a spin of the wheel, so you don't leave empty-handed. So you're gonna win something, and whatever you land on, it could be a pop, it could be an action figure, it could be a book. I just got these books in. They're really cool. They're the DK books, the Encyclopedia of Starfighters. I'm actually keeping this one for myself. It's that cool. So we're gonna have some of these to give out from the prize wheel. Also, free stickers. I have, I think, over 1,000 stickers by now, and I have a few of these from the Star Wars Stuff podcast to give out. They're always a big hit, which is surprising sometimes to me because it's a very specific podcast. But yeah, we're gonna have stickers that are waterproof that you can stick on your laptop, your water bottle. You can put them on your car even, and they're all free. So you just have to roll up to the booth. I'll have a sign that says free stickers just to have people have them be sure that they can actually take them because sometimes people walk up and they're like, "Are these free? Can I take them?" And it's like, "Yes." The sign that I have right here is legit. It
The
is
sign that says
yeah,
free
it's just to
indicates that they
reassure the
are.
people, and I'll say it out loud too, because of course there's that whole thing that people kind of think that nothing's for free, but the stickers will be free on the table. Um, yeah, we'll have the big prize wheel of different prizes, Funko Pops. I have some Black Series. I have Black Series of Carrie Ann Moss's character from The Acolyte that'll be on the wheel for sure. Also, Palpatine, Ian McDermott. Also, Billy D. Williams, Lando Calrissian in the in the 3x5 card back, but it's the 6-inch Black Series figure on card back. I'll have a few of those. So very specific to this convention, and I'm thinking about getting some Shin Hati for Ivana Sakno Funko Pops. I know they're a little expensive, but I still might pick them up just for SpaceCon. So if you do win, you can get the Funko Pop and you can actually take it straight to her and she can sign it, and it's all legit, and everyone will be happy. You'll always win something at the booth. If you spin the wheel, you're going to end up with something, and it's going to be something in the same range and what you pay for the raffle. So I think it's the best deal that I've seen at any table.
SA Nerd Coalition is asking what we're cosplaying as. I usually don't have enough time to cosplay, but I do have some outfit choices that, if it all works out, will sort of be in the same vein as an Imperial officer.
Nice.
That's my plan. Let's see if it works out.
Yeah, I have the flight suit to be an Imperial officer. I also have the hardware to be a TIE pilot as well with the helmet. And the thing that I get told all the time is like, you're really imposing with all that on, because I'm 5'11", and then when I wear the flight boots, it adds like 2 inches, and then when I put the helmet on, that adds like another like 5 inches. So I'm like a really big figure already, and I just get like even bigger and more imposing. And the thing is, when children come up to me and they want like a high five, if I don't see them from afar and they end up below, they'll start tapping me, and then I'm not ignoring them. I just cannot see below this because, as you know, the stormtroopers cannot are bad shots. It's because the field of vision, and the TIE pilots essentially have the same face mask with the same eye holes. So yeah, I don't know how they fly ties, but yeah.
Tommy Lopez says, shooky dooky now. And then he also says, go as Slave Leia. If I could pull it off, if I could pull it off.
We
But
have seen male slave Leias before at the con, so
no, Carrie would not approve of me cosplaying as her. Let's just say that right away. Miguel's in the house saying fire. Awesome. I guess that's it for SpaceCon. Again, potentially more Star Wars guests are going to be announced by the promoter in the next coming weeks, so keep an eye out for them. We are going to announce our own guest at our booth. All I can say and tease is that it is an 80s 80s iconic star. That's all I'll say about that. And then let's see. The third thing is we do have more announcements to make regarding events that weekend. So stay tuned for more from us regarding SpaceCon San Antonio 2025. Let's see here. Other things to announce. We're gonna do a giveaway here in a little bit, so don't go anywhere if you're waiting for that giveaway. And I haven't announced what the movie is yet, but we are gonna do that in a little bit. Very exciting news is that we're going to be talking about Alien Earth later on in this episode. If you guys are watching it, please stick around and join us in the conversation. God. Oh my God. I just saw another comment. That would be amazing. Let's see. We we are
yeah.
going to talk about Alien Earth later on in the episode. We're going to talk about episode 4, which dropped yesterday. If you have seen it, stick around. And we're also not going to spoil anything in the beginning, so you don't have to leave if you haven't seen it yet. However, if you're in the Austin area, we will be in Austin on Tuesday for the exclusive episode 5 premiere with showrunner, producer, creator of the series himself, Noah Hawley, who's going to be in attendance doing a Q&A with fans. So if you're in the Austin area, look for the event. It's being promoted by the official account, I believe. I don't know if there's any tickets available anymore, but we will be there to cover the event if we get a chance to talk to Noah himself. And then we'll be discussing episode 5 next week. That'll be pretty epic. Dave, your thoughts about potentially meeting the man himself in person?
Which band are we talking about here?
Noah.
No, well, I have met him already.
You have?
Yeah,
Jesus, I forgot about this.
that's why I was kind of confused. What are you saying? So
I haven't. You have. I haven't.
so okay, I'll tell you the story. So at San Diego Comic Con, I was in the press cage, thanks to Ted. right before the Alien Earth panel was about to hit, I'm looking around. I'm kind of right below the Hall H stage. I look up and I see Noah Hawley standing at the top of the stage right before the staircase. And he's looking at the crowd. He's like kind of admiring everything and just kind of taking it all in. He's like, okay. To me, it felt like, okay, this is how many people are here to see this. Okay, let me get my head in the right space here. And I saw him and I looked at the rest of the press and I saw him and I looked at the rest of the press and I was like, do they not realize that Noah Hawley's standing right there? And then in my mind, I'm like, I need to talk to him. So I go and talk to him and I say, hey, Noah. He looks down because he's kind of up on the stage. And I just ask him, hey, would you like to take a selfie? And he just smiled and kind of chuckled. He's like, yeah, sure. And so we take it, and I'm like really low. He's up high. He kind of bends over a little bit and gets on the rail. We take the selfie, and I just kind of thank him for Alien Earth even before it dropped because I knew it was going to be great because he's a great talent. And yeah, just thanked him for being involved, and it was great. Um, Later found out that he does live close to us, Ted. So we might see him on the street, possibly in an upcoming event or something. I don't know. Maybe
Potentially.
very soon. But yeah, he's a cool guy. All his ideas and his stories, and he does a lot of media. He will do a lot of interviews. If you go online, you can see him talk a lot about his experiences with Alien, his kind of origin story with the film. It's very interesting. And what his thoughts are on and his approach to
Mm.
Alien Earth is to me very logical, very commonsensical, and he's just a winner in my book. He just makes sense to me and Ted.
He approached it from the right angle. You probably ask 100 other directors or 99 other directors like how are you going to do an alien project, and they're all going to probably do it very one note survival film in space, which is what everybody else has done. And that's not saying that they're bad ideas, but Noah came at it from like five different angles, and now he's got like five different plots going on the show. So if you're not watching Alien Earth right now, you have two individuals right here that are telling you it's one of the best sci-fi shows ever created, and we're only halfway through the season, so you got time to catch up. SA Nerd Coalition says we need to start a petition, Ted for Slave Leia, and I feel like I've painted myself in a corner now. Tommy Lopez Jr. says Alf. No, it's not Alf who's going to be at our booth. However, that's an amazing idea,
That's a
and I
great
like that.
guess.
That's a fantastic. Who wouldn't want to meet? I'm just saying that would be incredible. And Tommy also says, "Where do we sign?" And we're gonna have to get out of this stream fast before we get a snowball
That's
effect,
funny.
and people just start clamoring for me to be in a slave Leia outfit, and I'm gonna have to join a CrossFit gym or something. All right, let's see. Before we start talking about Alien Earth, and again, we'll be providing our coverage for the next week's event. That'll be really amazing. And let's
I'll
see
be wearing
here.
all my pins.
We're gonna go ahead and now do the giveaway.
Okay.
So let's get it out the way now. I know there's a few folks waiting.
You'll go full screen here.
All right, folks, in the chat, if you have been waiting for the movie giveaway for tonight, um, I think it's fairly epic. I don't want to I don't want to promote it too much, but I just want to say if you haven't heard about it, this movie has really a very compelling story. I've been reading about it. It's produced by Jordan Peele. It's being promoted as a horror movie, but it looks like it's as gritty and as what's the word I'm looking for? As dramatic as some of the most iconic football movies to ever come out. I feel like this is like Any Given Sunday, that movie with Jamie Foxx way back when. But if you take that and put like a psychological twist on it. That's what this movie is. The movie is called Him. Pull up the picture here. There you go, from producer Jordan Peele. And Marlon Wayans is in it, and if you watch the recent trailer that just dropped, he looks like he's giving an Oscar worthy performance. If that's not what happens in the movie, then it's totally fine. But if you just look at what Marlon's doing in the trailer itself, he looks like he's acting his ass off,
Yeah,
like giving like a Denzel Training Day type performance in
yeah.
here. So this is going to be happening on Wednesday, September 17th. If you're in the Austin, Dallas, Houston, or San Antonio area, link is in the chat. It might be at the top right now, but those tickets are first come, first serve. The event is first come, first serve. So if you happen to be one of our lucky winners, you want to make sure you arrive early to the event. I always tell folks, because this is what I used to do back in the day when I was trying to get these tickets and my hands on them. I'm usually there about 2 hours early. Um, if, hopefully, if you get some passes, you can join us. I feel like it's gonna be a great time. Again, it's the way that the second trailer, not the first one, but the second trailer, the way they're promoting it, it sort of feels like Any Given Sunday with like a psychological twist to it. It looks epic, and it's from Jordan Peele. So if you like the stuff that Jordan Peele's been putting out, he's producer on this one. So go check it out. Hang out with us. And Miguel says, "Let's go." Tommy says, "Nothing wrong with the chubby Leia. Bigger than panza, better than chanza." Whoa.
That's a good one.
Oh my gosh. Chris says, "I'll have to look for the trailer." Give it a shot, man. It's a Jordan Peele produced flick. He really doesn't put out a bad movie. Even if it's a movie you kind of didn't resonate with you, it's always high quality. He always puts everything into it. They're always dramatic. They're always really epic. So I love them. Let's see. Miguel says I can't see the link. Check the top of the chat, because sometimes it floats to the top of the chat. So see if it's there. If not, I'll post it again. Let me know if you find it, brother. Yeah. So I don't know if you've seen the trailer, Dave, but it looks really epic.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it delves into some of the thoughts and beliefs that a lot of people had about, or still have about professional sports, because it's a it's a cutthroat business, and I mean, these days you have to be a spectacular athlete, and of course we know about like performance enhancing drugs and all that, and CTE, and they kind of address that, and they show an X-rayed hit, a big collision, and you can see the players' brains moving in their head, and I was like, wow, that's it's disturbing and cool all at the same time. But yeah, like you said, Marlon Wayans, I mean, he looks like a established Hollywood actor in this. And they always say that the comedic actors make really good dramatic actors. And he's Denzel like in the trailers. I don't know about the movie, but I mean, he has that Training Day feel. So I'm really interested to just see him in his dramatic acting. That's what really kind of intrigues me more so than anything. I know the whole like NFL concept is cool and all that, but um, I want to see his performance. I want to see what he does, and I want to see if he gets more roles off of this, because he is a larger than life character in real life. But if he can do something dramatically here and make some waves, get nominated or something, I mean, I'd like to see more. And I
All
want
he
a
has
white chick too. Damn it!
All he has to do is make a few waves. Like, I feel like this is the ingredient for a really big time role for him. And I'm telling you, whatever whoever edited that second trailer, like knew exactly what they were doing because they're making him look like an absolute boss in that trailer. And so I'm hoping, I would love for him to get just a nomination, any award nomination, Golden Globe, Oscar, go for it. And for him to get something like that, recognition like this, that would be pretty epic.
And I want to say, back in the day, he's in one of the most haunting films of all time as a dramatic actor. Do you know
What's
what
that?
film I'm talking about? I
No, I
hope I'm
don't.
right about this. This is so long ago. Darren Aronofsky, Jennifer Connelly, Jared Leto, A Requiem for a Dream.
Wow, yeah.
He was like the buddy of Jared Leto's, and he gave a pretty solid performance from what I remember. And then he went straight comedy after that. Because I mean, watching that movie, man, it's so depressing and just it's one of those movies it's hard to watch a second time, even though you know what's gonna happen. It's the subject matter is very, very depressing. But it's a great film though. Very great film. And Ellen Burstyn is in the movie too.
All right, so Miguel, I posted the link again. You should be able to see it now. And then Tommy, try that second link I just posted in the chat. Let me know that works for you. Let me know. If not, I'll just let you guys know to head on over to our website. It's going to be under the contests section of our website at countdowntogeeks.com if that link doesn't work. But it should work. It really should. SN Air Collision says, found the layout outfit online, says it's custom made to fit for plus sizes on Etsy.
Hey, bigger the panza.
I don't know what you're talking about, plus size. What are you talking about? Miguel says, thank you. It worked. Awesome, brother. Awesome. Hope you go and we will see you there. I'm not gonna miss this one. Hopefully I got nothing else going on that night. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. It looks dope. And listen, we actually have more giveaways coming very soon. There are some on the horizon. Um, Not a giveaway, but this weekend is the release of the Toxic Avenger. This one starring Peter Dinklage, Kevin Bacon's in it. Your buddy Frodo,
Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood is in it as well. If you were a fan of the first one, you will be a fan of the second one. It's still the Trauma team. It's very much in the same vein, the same style as the original Toxic Avenger. It's still absurd. It's still gory. It's still brutal. And Peter Dinklage is fantastic in anything he does. So go see it if you dare. Luckily, I had a chance to see it at San Diego, and it was like nothing else I've seen in a very long time. It really had everything you expected a trauma movie to have, and then some. So yeah, if you are a big Toxic Avenger fan, do not miss it. Check your local listings because I don't feel like it's going to be everywhere. But yeah, go check it out. Okay, Tommy says, okay, I had to screenshot it and copy the link and got my passes. Thanks, guys. No. Thank you, brother. Thank you for hanging out with us, and I'm glad you got those passes. Be sure to check the theater date. The theater location on the email that you get. Because I've had some people sometimes go to the wrong theater, and I'm like, "What are you doing? It's in the email," and I don't want people to go to the wrong place. All right, so yeah, Toxic Avenger this weekend. Go check it out. It looks awesome, and go get your passes to him, the advanced screening of him. A lot more coming very very soon. All right, we're going to start talking Alien Earth. Let me go ahead and change the background here. But we're not going to give away any spoilers just yet. So if you're not caught up or if you haven't started it, you don't need to leave just right now. First thing I'll say about episode 4 is that we are getting pretty much a lot of information, a lot of the twists, a lot of the expectations and theories are coming to fruition. Dave knows what I'm talking about. We're going to talk about that later on. and we're in for one hell of a ride for like the rest of the season. I liked 4. It was probably one that had a lot less action in it, but it's sort of like the pivotal moment I feel like in the series where now sort of the cat's out of the bag about what's been going on with our main star, Wendy, and everything that she's been experiencing. And so now we're just fascinated and we're hooked on what the possibilities are and what the potential is for the rest of the season. We're actually halfway through the season right now. And I feel like that's also another reason why they scheduled this special event with director and producer Noah Hawley for the 5th episode, because you needed to get to this episode to kind of reveal some things. And now episode 5 is really going to set up some major events going forward. And then the cast has talked day and night about episode 6. Something big, something huge happens in episode 6. It's probably a big action episode. And so I'm really excited about that. But this episode, episode 4, kind of sets up a lot of stuff. We learn a lot about the creatures. We learn a lot about the specimens are in captivity right now, and we learn about our lead star. Dave, your general thoughts, non spoilers, right now about episode 4.
It really gave us it felt like it moved into territory that was very logical that we were going to get in this observation episode 4 mid-season episode. Like you said, there wasn't a lot of action, but there was a lot of progression. The board is being set even more so, and we got to see alien action, but like you said, not quite as much as you would think. Um, but this really did make you think about more and reassure your thoughts and your prognostication and your theories. But Noah Hawley does this thing where you get what you think you're going to get, but then again, there's some variation, and then there's some kind of like side maneuvers to where it's not exactly the thing that you would expect. So he really plays against cliche in a lot of ways, and I think this episode it was more of the logic. I think the logical next steps you would take for this episode 4 after what we got in episode 3 with the removal of Hermit's lung and putting that in like a holding tank, and then impregnating it with the tadpole from the face hugger that Kirsch dissected and ripped out. And we got to get more clarity on um, Wendy's hearing of the aliens, and she gives a description, which I didn't necessarily think she would describe it the way she did, but um, we get more interest in we get more of, and I think we already kind of understand Boy Cavalier's motivations, but we see now that he's more interested in a certain thing after Wendy does wake up, of course, and they kind of figure out some things, and they progress Morrow's story as well. Morrow and Slightly's relationship, so to speak, and I think this reveals Morrow as more being on the bad side of things,
Yes.
uh, and yeah, he Babu Sise, the actor, is given a terrific performance as Morrow. Plus, there's more Peter Pan symbology in the whole thing, and there's more animalistic stuff in there. If you look really closely, you can see certain references and homages and Easter eggs and symbolism to Peter Pan and animals, aliens. So it's still great, man. Every episode, it's just fantastic. You just kind of don't know what to expect in a certain way, like I said, but then again, what you're getting is very logical and it makes sense. And like you said, it's coming from 5 different points of thought and kind of teaching us what not to do as humanity and showing us the road to the massive repercussions that I'm sure we're going to see eventually here. So yeah, it was great.
All right, this is going to be our spoiler filled portion. If you haven't seen episode 4, we're just going to talk about some of the big reveals that happened. There's not like too I want to say there's not like any major reveals, but there's a lot of things that were confirmed in this fourth episode, and so we'll talk about that. So if you haven't seen it yet, you can pause here, come back to it afterwards. If you have seen it, please jump in the chat. Let us know your thoughts about episode 4 and give us your theories going forward. Also, after our stream is over, stay afterwards for the Countdown City WrestleCast, who will begin like right after we end our stream here. So if you're a pro wrestling fan, the best commentary show in all the land will be taking place right after we're done here. So episode 4. Uh, I feel like we can start with Joe. He has an artificial lung. I'm surprised they did that, and then the reasons why he has an artificial lung made me not surprised. Prodigy is holding this over his head, like it's payment. They're basically blackmailing him, and saying, you're basically property of ours now. You have our tech in you, and if you don't pay it off, uh, we're going to send you the bill, which is going to be astronomical because it's a high tech implant that he's gotten from Prodigy, one of the biggest conglomerate companies in the world, if not the Milky Way galaxy, which we finally got all 5 names for those companies. I don't know, Dave, if you wrote these down, but I'm going to call them out just in case there's anything we need to talk about regarding these. We know Prodigy. We obviously know Wayland Utani. And then we also got the other 3 names in this episode: Threshold, Dynamic, and Lynch. Your thoughts about any of those names? Should we know any of those right now off the top of your head?
I don't think so. I don't think there's any lore talking about those specific companies. Prodigy is brand new. I know that's for sure. That was a Noah Hawley creation. Wayland Utani, of course, it's the classic company that is doesn't care about human lives and only cares about its advancement with the alien. Um, so yeah, I think they just I think they created them specifically for the show because I don't think there's any of those companies that exist. It's always been really Wayland Utani centric, and it always made you believe that that was the main corporation in all the alien movies and all the media.
I'm wondering to see. Yeah, I think so. Noah Hawley in the past has talked about how much of an inspiration David Lynch was to his work. He's talked about it regarding the Fargo series, and he's paid homage to David Lynch in the past. So as soon as they announced one of these companies was Lynch, I'm like, oh, he must be giving a nod to the master, David Lynch, who's one of the greatest storytellers in human history, and we'll never have another one like him. David Lynch was one of the best. So I'm wondering 2 things. Number one, I'm wondering if we're actually going to see any of these companies, the other 3 that have not been around this season, or if they started informing us that there was 5 in the beginning and now we're just finding out their names now, because this could set up future seasons going forward. Like you had these 2 going head to head, Prodigy and Wayland Utani, but if you wanted to, you could absolutely start bringing in other companies for later seasons,
Yeah.
and that would be pretty epic. Like you're already setting yourself up for success by like dropping these breadcrumbs along the way. It's always great when you have a storyteller that can have that connective tissue and has the foresight to add that connective tissue early on. It's something that guys like James Gunn, if you're watching the Peacemaker series or the premiere for season 2, which was a few days ago, um, huge tie-in to the first season that now is launching the second season, and James talks about he likes to do that. He likes to add things that will set up future episodes and set up future seasons. It's just a sign of a great storyteller. So that might be something that Noah Hawley is doing. You were talking about Nibs last time, and you were right on the money on this one. She's going through pretty much a mental crisis right now. Uh, She's claiming she's with child, which
Mhm.
everyone knows is not possible. She's showing rather aggressive tendencies to anyone who's not going along with this fantasy of hers. And I'm wondering now if the reason why Wendy was under supervision for so long, because we don't know exactly how long that she's been in this synthetic body or as a hybrid, but
Mhm.
I'm wondering if the reason why they kept such close eye on her and kept her not captive, but really just, within these
Yeah, close to
walls
the
and
chest.
exactly is because they don't know mentally if everyone can actually withstand this procedure. And this might be one way that the procedure is shown to not be for everyone.
Mhm.
Also, Nibs was attacked by the eye mage. We also have names for all the creatures. So, is this trauma that she is suffering from that attack? She wasn't too physically harmed, but clearly it affected her in such a way that now she's going about with these wild fantasies and thoughts in her head. Your thoughts on Nibs?
Yeah, she's severely traumatized. That eye jockey, as some people call it, went straight for her, but she had the strength due to her synthetic body to keep it from ripping out her eyeball and kind of taking over. And it'd be interesting to see how the eye alien would handle a synthetic, because it seems like it's built for biological takeover, not synthetic takeover, unless it could somehow access the processor that I believe is in the head. We do see an X-ray scan of a synthetic, and it looks like there's like a processor with a heat sink, like in a PC, right in the middle of the head. And I mean, maybe it could put its tentacles over that and communicate. We've seen Wendy kind of communicate via just kind of like her hands on the monitors and move cameras and look at different views and stuff. So, I mean, is Noah Hawley trying to tell us that we're getting closer to a bridge between biological and mechanical? It feels like he is. It feels like he is. And there's always been thoughts of the alien being biomechanical as well. There's some elements, and I think we talked about it last podcast. But yeah, Nibs got very, very much in Dame Sylvia's face when she was asked multiple times and irritated. Um, and Dame Sylvia hit the button underneath, almost like a person like at a bank calling the cops. And she requested to have a certain protocol inactive or activated. And who knows if is Nibs now a prisoner in Neverland, or is she just going to be under like hardcore surveillance? Because I mean, these synthetics are like huge tools and weapons for Boy Cavalier and whatever they intend to do in the future. I mean, if there's going to be a possible like army rising of xenomorphs, you're going to need these synthetics to go up against them.
And the other thing that happened was uh, Kirsch and Boy Cavalier sacrifice a lamb, no pun intended, to the image. And everything that we hear is for everybody watching the show. Everything that you hear said or spoken on this show has meaning. This is very Alfred Hitchcockian of Noah Hawley, because everything that is uttered has value and meaning and is being referenced for a reason, a very specific reason. So we find out through this sacrificing of the lamb that the image is actually highly intelligent, and we can sort of feel that whenever it's giving us the POV of the image who's already overtaken the body of the lamb, and it also stands on hind legs. That was
Yes,
wild. That was creepy.
that was creepy. I thought I was gonna go hind legs for the whole thing, and I was like, "Oh my god!" It's like turned it sentient in a way, you know,
I thought I was gonna start talking. I'm like,
oh
please
my
don't start
god,
talking.
like Dark Phillip from the Witch.
Exactly. Didn't want that to happen at all.
Yeah.
So, along with the image, we actually did get the other names for all the other creatures. Now we're all familiar with the eggs from the xenomorphs, and everything that happens after that. But along with that, we were given a name for the image, the orchid, which is the large sort of hanging creature, which we don't know what it does yet, and I'm
We've
actually
seen
very
like a long
surprised.
like tongue come out
Yes,
or whatever appendage it was.
whatever it is, we don't know what that is, but it's very large and it's not good because they've been hiding exactly what it does for this long. So yeah, if this is what the image does, I don't want to know what the orchid does.
And it's an ingenious design, man. I mean, just an eyeball that's like an octopus, and then the eyes we all know have a direct connection to the brain, and that's the case with most biological creatures. And to have that component, it rips the eye out, takes the place of the eye, attaches to the brain. Brilliant concept, brilliant design. It's really cool, man. I mean, it's one of the cooler aliens in science fiction now. I think it's so brand new, but I mean, I think it has a future in other things. I mean, they could possibly do a spin-off with this eye jockey that I like to call it. So, and it's creepy, man. It like takes over, it like zombifies, you know?
And and I think it has to take over a human host
Yes.
by the end of the first season, or if not, that's like a major cliffhanger going into a future second season.
Mhm.
If it takes over a human host and no one else suspects that individual, if it's able to hide, which I don't know if it is, but if it's able to hide it that it's taken over a host and go into the second season, like the potential for what could happen after that is massive. Let's see here. So let's talk about Moro. Moro actually needs slightly. He's been communicating with him, and now he's straight up manipulating him. I said in a previous discussion that I don't like where this is headed. I felt like Slightly was in danger, and I didn't even think about this possibility. Slightly's real life family now is in danger because
Mhm.
Moro wants him to, number one, sneak out a xenomorph egg, which is not possible, and
Right.
so in place of that, he wants him to have someone become a host for a face hugger and then sneak that person out of the Prodigy compound. And if he doesn't do that, he's going to sacrifice um, Slightly's mother and potentially any other family members out
Yeah, the
there. So,
brothers.
yeah, Moro means business, and he's going to accomplish this goal by any means necessary. I am absolutely worried because there's not many options for hosts over at Prodigy. You got Boy Cavalier, you got Joe Hermit, and then I guess you could put one of the doctors or just like a butler kind of guy there. So that's like five potential hosts right there. We haven't really been introduced to anybody else formally. So I feel like if this is going to happen, which we also know that Kirsch is aware of everything that's being said. If this is going to happen, it's probably going to be one of those five individuals. I really don't want it to be Joe. I really don't want it to be one of the doctors. We'll see what happens. Your thoughts on the extreme actions that Moro is taking?
I feel like it's on brand for Morrow for everything that we've seen so far. I mean, he basically did not help his crewmate on the Maginot when he was crashing back to Earth. So he has an agenda, um, and the crew is expendable. He saved himself. Um, and I think that actor's name is Babu Sise. He hasn't been in anything real huge. He is a working actor, but I mean, he's handling this like he's like an A-list star, you know? I mean, he's doing a fantastic job and just diabolical what he's doing to he's doing anything he can to retrieve those aliens back. And he stated it himself, this is all he has. This is his legacy. If he doesn't get this accomplished, I mean, this is his kind of like life's work here. He spent all that time. He essentially sacrificed all of his family, all the people he knew, all the people he loved are dead because he spent those 65 years coming back to Earth with all the alien specimens, and he's convinced slightly via um, taking hold of his family and his home, and he hears his mom's voice, and it's heartbreaking, man. I mean, his Slightly's put in a position where he has to do this, or else his family is going to pay the consequences, which they didn't even know he was alive, and then somehow Morrow convinced him, hey, your kid's alive, he's in a synthetic body. That's all kind of unspoken exposition, but it was all conveyed on screen to us. And he mentioned brothers coming home and they could be hurt too. So the option that Morrow gave him was to find someone to have the face hugger jump on them. And it was funny because he told Slightly that they're gonna have a rough couple of days, but after that they should be fine, essentially. And it's like, we know that's not true. Um, but now the big question is, who is going to be that candidate to go in there that Slightly is going to have a face hugger attack and subdue, and how's that all going to go down? But on the other flip side, which is an interesting angle that Noah Hawley's taking, was that Kirsch,
It is.
Timothy Oliphant's character, listened to everything. He knows the entire plan.
Can I tell you what
So
I can I tell you what I think is going to happen?
what's going to happen?
Because you're right on the money here. In no other situation or show are you putting this plot together and having us know that there's somebody already there who can prevent the entire thing from happening. So that leads me to believe that there's a potential for Kirsch to let things play out.
That's what it seems like it's going to happen, because he went
Ooh.
to the chamber with the eggs and he hit the button to open the door. And it's like, is he just going to leave it open? Is he just going to make like a very simple and direct path for Slightly just to get somebody in there? And then Kirsch is just going to be like super voyeuristic and watch it all happen. And it's like, what are Kirsch's like
Motivations.
motivations, mentality? What's his agenda? It seems like he does have some kind of agenda. He's slightly not, pardon the pun there. He's slightly
Yeah.
not a generic follow the order synthetic in this situation or in this show, really. And it seems like there's a little bit of like kind of David, Michael Fassbender's character in Prometheus and Covenant in him. So I want to see how that all plays out, because he didn't run to Boy Cavalier and say, oh, hey, this is what's happening. Because I don't think he has confidence in Boy Cavalier to make the right decisions
Mm.
for everything that's going to go down. It's almost as if Kirsch thinks that synthetics will take over for humanity. And if he's in the right place in Prodigy, it's $1 trillion company. He could potentially be the one to lead it and take over for Boy Cavalier, because there's so many aliens that are trying to kill humanity and basically kill any human being that's around. And they're not touching synthetics, so
No, they're not.
they're
No, they're
safe.
not. They're
Yeah.
not at all. I have two thoughts about this. Number one is that he I don't feel that it would be logical to blame Slightly or to take
Right.
anything out on him. He's only doing anything because his family is being threatened. And so he won't do anything to either harm Slightly or remove him from the equation. Now, I'm wondering if he is contemplating allowing this to take place because Kirsch doesn't know that Morrow has had an encounter with a xenomorph. I think Kirsch knows what a xeno is. Kirsch knows what it's capable of. And if he was to allow a xeno into, let's say, Weyland Yutani, that would be extremely detrimental to that company and anyone inside of it, letting a Xeno run loose and potentially eliminate a competitor of Prodigy. So it could be what do you call it? Trojan horse, if you will, to allow somebody who's a host for a Xeno into the compound of Wayne Utani.
Right.
Um,
And see, you saying that, I thought you were going to go this direction, but you didn't. I think since Kirsch knows that Morrow will be close, he could take a face hugger, slap it on him, kill two birds with one stone, kill him, and then get a face hugger to study, or
mm,
a chest burster to pop out, because he doesn't know about the chest burster sequence that happened with Wendy yet. So maybe that's his thinking, that he could just kill Morrow. He's a cyborg. It can jump in him. He's not a synthetic, and then he could take him out of the equation and then get the specimen to study.
there you go. Last but not least, the the chest burster explodes from the lung of Joe Hermit and completely breaks out of the casing like we all knew it would. And instead of attacking, instead of running to find shelter and do the things that we know chest bursters do, David called it in our last episode. There is some sort of connection between these creatures and Wendy, and she almost um, has some sort of uh, like physical connection with it to where it's docile around her and acting in ways we've actually never seen a chestburster act before. Your thoughts after your theory was confirmed, David?
I really love the way that Boy Cavalier told Wendy, "Why don't you try and vocalize? I mean, you're a synthetic. You have the processing power, and you have the acoustics built into you to imitate." And she thinks about it, and she actually makes the gesturing with her mouth like she's actually doing it, and it seems like so authentic. I thought that was like so awesome that they did that, and you hear the chittering that the aliens do, and she was able to manipulate it and sound just like them. So when the time came when the chest burster burst out of Hermit's damaged lung, she was able to immediately go into the alien language and calm the chest bursting snake like alien um down. It kind of like hissed like a viper at her, and like kind of like almost struck her, but then the chest burster kind of was like, oh wait a minute, I'm this is not this is possibly part of my species, maybe my family, maybe, I mean, maybe the queen, you know. And I thought that was a really cool dynamic to see this soon. And the fact that the chest burster was very serpent like, and you could see its arms, but they were almost like they were like pasted onto the body. And I don't think we've seen a chest burster
I
this.
think we have. I think we have.
We've
I
always seen the
think
arms like stretched out a little bit, not like pasted on. It was almost like the chest burster didn't wasn't given its full life cycle within the host to fully develop, and it's still in a developmental stage. I think that's what they were trying to convey.
I feel like we have seen some iterations of it. It's probably really quick, but I feel like it's been a thing that I've seen maybe when it just first comes out, like not running around, but
Mhm.
just as it breaks out of the chest cavity. That if you look closely, I think those arms are always there. They're just not moving right away. So I feel like it might be a thing, but we'll see. I like that you were right on your theory, and I also said in our last episode that it feels like she's tapped into some sort of signal or frequency. I use those words, and they called it out in this one that she's able to hear this frequency from these creatures and tap into it,
Mhm.
and they were able to sort of tune into it better so that she could hear it, understand it more, and kind of say it back like Dave was saying, and voice it back to them. And it made me think of Peter Cullen. Here's why. Optimus Prime, legendary voice actor. For those who don't know, Peter Cullen also made the sounds, the voice, if you will, of the Predator in the original Predator movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like all those clickings and those kind of, I don't know what you call them, cackling sort of sounds. That's a real person. That's Peter
Yeah,
Cullen who
clicking.
voices
Yeah,
Optimus Prime.
and it's
And
iconic.
so when she's doing this, it really made me think of Peter Cullen when he was imitating the Predator or coming up. He actually came up with that sound, and they loved it so much that now it's a staple of any Predator film to hear those sounds that he makes. So it kind of made me think about that. And I'm being honest, I have no idea where they're going to go with this. I don't see them putting in a storyline where she's controlling them or like giving commands. I don't know where they're going with this, and I really like that part about it. It's really, I'll go with wherever they want to take us,
Yeah.
just because I don't know what the next step is, but we will find out Tuesday night in Austin, Texas, with showrunner himself, Noah Hawley, and that's gonna be a very pivotal moment. This was a pivotal episode because now, like, they've confirmed so much in the first half of the season, and they've set up so much for the second half. And that episode 5 is gonna be a big one. So yeah, I'm really excited. That's all I got. Your any theories about where this is gonna go next?
Hmm. I mean, just kind of knowing how TV and film work. I mean, you want to give like the top build stars more to do. So I think maybe if that's the case, Timothy Oliphant is going to have more to do and more conniving and more reveals
Yeah,
in regards to Kirsch. Um, and yeah, I love how you put it that we don't know kind of where the story's going to go after the fact that our main character can directly communicate with our main villain or the main antagonist, the
it's
main
crazy.
creature that for all these decades we've never known that they had like their own kind of. I think we kind of knew about like
This is
communication between,
uncharted territory,
but
though. I
yeah, it
feel
is
like
uncharted for a big IP like this to go this route, and I think it's interesting, and I think we are safe in the hands of Noah Hawley, but it feels like a very risky thing to do, and it's exciting because it is risky, and we have absolutely no idea what episode 5 is going to give us. And then, like you mentioned before, Ted, people are going crazy that have seen episode 6 are going crazy over it because they're saying it's like the best episode. Something happens in episode 6 that is just fantastic, and I can't wait for it. It's not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that, and hopefully we can be better for it after we talk to Noah Hawley about this incredible series that he has. And yeah, it's I mean I haven't been let down at all by any episode or any path that Noah Hawley's decided to go, anything that's happened to any of the characters. We got the Neil drop for Jane's Addiction. Were you a fan of that one or
I'm a,
no?
I'm a, I like Jane's Addiction a
Yeah,
lot. I don't know a lot of their songs, but
right.
it was pretty cool. It came out of nowhere. Didn't expect
Yeah,
that one.
came out of nowhere, and then you got slightly over here looking through the window at Hermit, thinking that's the only human here that I know is a human. Because I mean, like you said, the butler for Boy Cavalier, he could be a synthetic too. There was a scene where he catches um, that ball that he was bouncing really quick, just like what Wendy did, but not as fast.
Mm.
Um, and then there's some theories maybe that the butler guy is actually Boy Cavalier's father,
Oh,
and he moved his consciousness over to a synthetic body.
that'd be interesting.
Um, but yeah, there's so many wild theories and so many possible theories that I mean, that's what makes a show great too, is the fans getting involved and coming up with these theories and making us think about possibilities and coming at it from all angles, like you said. I mean, the humanism, the capitalism, the alien aspect, the classic creature from science fiction, horror sci-fi. We got that. So many great elements. So much great acting. I think the casting is just spot on,
Spot on.
and special effects look great. The CGI looks great. I have no issues with that. I mean, it's just it's a cool show, man. I'm so happy it came out like this. I'm so happy, like you said earlier, it wasn't like a direct. Oh, if there's a monster, let's run down the hall. Let's shoot at it. Oh, we move to the next room. But it's not that. It's really everything. Every all the good stuff in science fiction is in here, and it's like, what can you say? What can you say other than like? I mean, just think we can thank Noah Hawley in person when we see him.
Absolutely. If you're not watching yet, it's one hell of a ride. Alien Earth, the first half of the season is out now on Disney Plus and Hulu. Episode 5 drops on Tuesday. We will give you our thoughts Tuesday night if we can, from Austin, Texas. And if you're just joining us, the WrestleCast is coming up next. And we did do a movie screening giveaway. If you're in Austin, Houston, Dallas, or San Antonio, we're giving out passes for the Him movie starring Marlon Wayans. It's produced by Jordan Peele. It looks absolutely epic. I'm a big fan of Jordan Peele, so anytime he puts something out, I'm gonna make sure and check it out. Thank you everybody for watching. Thanks everybody in the chat who participated with us today. Hope to see all you folks at SpaceCon in 2 months. Be sure to go to spaceconsa.com for more information on guests, ticket prices, autograph prices, and photo op availability and times. That'll do it for us for the Countdown City Geeks. My name is Ted, aka Steady. Joining me on this Alien Earth Episode 4 breakdown, the one, the only, Facehugger Dave.
Till next time, guys.
Coming up next, the Countdown City WrestleCast back again. We will talk to you guys next week. Peace.